Rapid return of water from ground to atmosphere through plants. Research reshapes understanding of terrestrial water cycle implications for climate and ecosystem health. Date, January 9th, 2025. Source, Chapman University. Summary. A new study provides the first comprehensive global estimates of the amount of water stored in Earth's plants and the amount of time it takes for that water to flow through them. The information is a missing piece of the puzzle in understanding the global water cycle and how that cycle is being altered by changes in land use and climate. Full story. A new study led by scientists at the Schmid College of Science and Technology at Chapman University provides the first comprehensive global estimates of the amount of water stored in Earth plants and the amount of time it takes for that water to flow through them. The information is a missing piece of the puzzle in understanding the global water cycle and how that cycle is being altered by changes in land use and climate. The study, published today, January 9th, in the journal Nature Water, finds that Earth's vegetation stores about 786 cubic kilometers of water, only about 0.002% of the total amount of fresh water stored on Earth. The study also finds that it takes time for the water to flow through plants, referred to as transit or turnover time, and return to the atmosphere as among the fastest in the global water cycle, ranging from just 5 days in croplands to 18 days in evergreen needle-leaf forest. The transit of water through plants is particularly fast in croplands, grasslands, and savannas. The results underscore vegetation's dynamic role in the water cycle. In comparison to the global annual median of 8.1 days for water to transit through plants from entry to exit, water in lakes is estimated to take 17 years. The water in glaciers is estimated to take 1,600 years. Quote, "We have known for a long time that most of the water that returns from the ground to the atmosphere does so through plants, but until now we did not really know how long it took for that water to transit through plants. Our results show that the transit of water through plants occurs on the order of days, rather than months, years, or centuries, as it does for other parts of the water cycle," end quote, said the study's lead author, Dr. Andrew Felton, who carried out the work as part of a U.S. Department of Agriculture fellowship while at Chapman University and is now a professor at Montana State University. The research team notes that by combining estimates of the transit of water through plants with the transit of water through the atmosphere, about 8 to 10 days, and the transit time of water through soil before being taken up by plants, about 60 to 90 days, they can begin to estimate the complete amount of time it takes for a drop of water to move through the terrestrial water cycle. Quote, "Plants are the forgotten part of the global water cycle," end quote, said Felton. Quote, "In many cases, plants are not even represented on water cycle diagrams, which is ironic because we already know they play this critical role in returning water from the ground to the atmosphere," end quote. To generate the estimates, the research team first calculated the amount of water stored in plants using data from NASA's Soil Moisture Active-Passive Mission, or SMAP, satellite mission, which provided high-resolution estimates of the water in soils. The SMAP mission originally saw plants as interfering with the soil moisture measurements and was correcting for their presence. The Chapman researchers found that those corrections actually held valuable information for understanding the water cycle. The team combined the estimates of plant water storage with cutting-edge estimates of the rates at which water is leaving plants to determine the transit time of water through vegetation. The result was 5 years of monthly water storage and transit time, estimates that a spatial resolution of 9 square kilometers. The research team also found that the transit time of water through vegetation varied considerably across different land cover types, climate, and seasons. The transit time of water through croplands was significantly and consistently the fastest, with water transiting through plants in less than a day, often during the peak of the growing season. Quote, One important observation is that croplands around the world tend to have very similar and very fast transit times, end quote, said Dr. Gregory Goldsmith, senior author and an associate professor of the biological sciences at Chapman University. Quote, this indicates that the land use change may be homogenizing the global water cycle and contributing to the intensification by more rapidly recycling water back into the atmosphere where it can turn into heavy rain events, end quote. Quote, the results suggest that the transit time of water through plants is likely to be very sensitive to events such as deforestation, drought, and wildfire, which will fundamentally change the time it takes for water to flow through the water cycle, quote, Felton said. End of article.